Oh, good morning. I didn't recognize you because I'm very tired at the moment. We have a great weather phase right now, so I have often the opportunity to shoot deep sky images and I'm very tired, as I can say. So, welcome back. It's good to see you again. Even if only a few months passed by, it feels like recording in a completely different world right now. So if you are really fucked up how things are going on Earth right now, a beautiful way to escape it is looking up to the stars. After several months of bad weather, really, I mean it, I had no clear sky since November. The sky is finally clear again, and the good weather stays for days now. At first, let me introduce you to the apochromatic refractor I'm dreaming of for a long time. Maybe you remember my video about my first Apo, the TS 70mm flat field quadruplet. This telescope showed me how user-friendly apochromatic refractors are. I had a lot of fun with it, but after a while I had to realize that it's simply too slow. I've recorded several hours for images that didn't make me happy, because even after long integration times they are too noisy. The good thing about this telescope is that it showed me what really is the big plus of apochromatic refractors. So I realized I'd need a bigger or at least faster one. After some comparisons, I decided to buy the TS 80mm f4.4 6-element Apo. f4.4 sounds much better to me than the f ratio of my 70mm telescope, which is f6.78. So the fast f ratio is the one of the two big advantages in comparison with the 70mm quadruplet. The other big advantage is the FPL 53 triplet lens. So far I couldn't recognize some disturbing color aberrations yet. The 70mm Apo can't compete with this triplet lens. But all in all, is the 70mm Apo a bad telescope? No, that's absolutely not the case. As I said, I had some great nights and a lot of fun with it. And it is a good telescope in its price range. The big plus of such an f ratio is of course the relative short time it takes to take deeper images of deep sky objects. On the other side, the focal length is quite short. It measures only 352mm. That means the telescope is an ideal companion for wide field images, while you will not have a lot of fun with it if you want to shoot small galaxies. Even if there is a warm weather phase at the moment and you could think it could really be summer already, the winter night sky is still showing up in the first half of the night. That didn't make my decision hard what to shoot. I shot two iconic objects of the Orion constellation and one less prominent. So let's start and take a look at the first deep sky image I took with the TS 80mm, the Flame and the Horsehead Nebula. I remember how great the Flame looked even in the first test images, but I'm also very happy with the fainter Horsehead. I've desired a telescope that would be able to take acceptable images in 2 hours or less, and the exposure time of this image measures 2 hours, so I can say I'm really happy with the result. The next image I took should show me how the telescope handles more difficult objects. I decided to go to the Monkey Head Nebula, and I have to admit it took me some time to see the monkey. So, do you see the monkey's face? It's on the left side of the nebula and it took me some time to find it, but finally I did it, even if it's somehow cringy. All in all, you're looking at 6 hours and 40 minutes integration time. Now you could say, dude, do you know how much more details an 8-inch f5 Newton would show you in the same time? Yes, you're right. But I'd reply how annoying 6 hours and 40 minutes with the bigger Newtonian telescope can be. And yes, I said can, not that it's always the case. I have to admit I'm really tired of refocusing each hour. of carrying a big Newtonian telescope in and out when it's cold. And so the small TS Apo is a good telescope if you want to have a relaxed and chilled imaging session. It's so easy to set up. You focus one time, it holds its focus, and it's ready to go in a very short time. I really like and appreciate that. But of course I'm appreciating each one of you who has the patience for recording difficult objects with difficult telescopes and long focal length. Sometimes I love doing that on my own, but this telescope is for the nights in which I don't. So here we go. This was the Monkey Nebula, an object I've never taken before, only once, with my Samyang 135mm and with a lot of surrounding other objects. So if we talk about shooting objects in Orion, there's one nebula we can't miss. The Great Orion Nebula, or Messier 42. I'm sure you all know it. So it's a very prominent object and one I really love. I really can't say how often I've shot it before. I did that with so many telescopes from so many different locations, but never before with an apochromatic refractor. So I took 6 hours and 49 minutes. The image consists of 1 minute subframes because I wanted to take more images for a higher sharpness. This is what came out. So if you're looking at the image now and you're thinking he's not a genius in post-processing, then you're damn right, that's true. This is my favorite hobby, but even that doesn't mean that I spend all my time in learning new workflows. I know I should, and sometimes in the future I will, but I couldn't manage that yet. So I hope you like the results anyway, and if so, please press the like button. I'd really appreciate it. Furthermore, I'd be delighted if you'd subscribe so I can introduce you to another new exciting telescope and what it brings in the near future, if the weather allows it. Thanks for watching, clear skies and stay safe. Time for another nap.